Well, I won't hold this off for any longer. Here's when we last left off. Our heroes had been in the midst of delving into a secret tomb, hidden and locked beneath the hospital of Hearthvine. Evidently, having been hidden here at the behest of Pridwin, you were allowed access here so that you could save your missing ally, Sunera, who had delved in just before the gate to these ruins had been sealed. Inside, you found old goblin ruins with strange iconography that seemed to indicate a worship of not only good aligned creatures such as the Coatl, but a familiar symbol, that of the Sunspear. Since the Goblin Empire had existed long before, this felt a little anachronistic, but he pressed further on, hoping to find Sunera and listening ever vigilant for the sound of mummies that she had described. You fought your way past some giant spiders and a nettercap with the physique of some subterranean elf, before at last making it to the room of slow shambling blind mummies. You dispatched them with relative ease and proceeded to free Sunera from the sarcophagus that she had hidden inside of to be safe. And as she exited from it, Eliza and Babette dislodged a heavy key from one of the sarcophagi, a chilling breeze filling the room as the temperature drops several degrees. You hear the sound of whispering in the air, and then you are greeted by the ghostly visage of Dusk, Pridwin's designated chaperone for your delve into these ruins. You discussed with him a common dislike, as well as a curiosity about what else was in these ruins, at which point he informed you, to your surprise, that Pridwin was actually inclined to let you go through these ruins. After which, you decided to plan amongst yourself about what your next steps were. The room is chilly. You can almost see your breath in the air. What are your next steps?
They grabbed stuff, correct?
Yeah, I saw something down here before I opened up the tomb, and she points down to the hallway where there seems to be a little tiny red object.
You can see like the tufted kind of like feathered end of what appears to be a small poisonous dart laying on the stones at the end of this hall.
So, beware, traps ahead, I'm guessing. Hopefully.
My bad, Eliza. I guess Eliza will go ahead and Babette. I guess technically Babette can't help because she's got no proficiency in investigation.
Yes, but there are
But this
others
help.
that do.
Yeah, I'll help them.
I
Proceed.
will
I'm a shitty bro.
move your stuff. And Sarah's not feeling too well, so I will be handling most of the sheet stuff for this session. Investigation.
Was
Hmm.
helping though?
Oh, you're
Okay.
right.
Yes,
You're right.
the
Yep.
seal is.
There we
There
go.
we
Much
go.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, she like kind of glances across it, and then Zale, you go to take like about like a half step forward, and she stops you, and she kind of notices how your shadow had cast across a thin wire right at the bottom of the middle of this hallway. Mostly imperceptible until she just caught the slightly distorted shadow of yours casting over it. And you can now do the thief's tools if you want to disarm. She kind of,
and I'll get help with that.
yes.
Do I get the D4 from Eliza being human?
Yeah, and you would
Yes.
also get a D4 from guidance. This
So-
armor gives you that nice back rub.
So,
Yeehaw.
all right. Yeah, then you kind of, lean down. And you can kind of almost feel like the presence of like both Eliza and Zarman almost like looming for a moment, and but then you're like, got this, like it's nothing, and with a slight little slip of it, you manage to snag the wire off of it and pin it across the wall so it holds the tension, and the rest of the wire kind of falls down to the ground. And stand up, brush off your hands. Good work.
No death by poison today.
Continue downwards. Investigating as we go.
I'm gonna look over to this mummy that Lib had raised. I'm gonna glance at it a little bit. I'm like, well, technically, this should be the body of an assassin. Remember, I don't know how much it remembers. Poke at it.
The when you raised it from the dead, you saw that the rather ornate wrappings on it ripped away. Several parts of it kind of literally fizzled out and burnt, and it just became tattered rags across its body. Anything that would have told you about who they were would have been on those rags, and they seem fairly well ruined.
Oh,
Good to know.
very
Most
conflicted
good
about that, but yeah, that is good to know.
Go about that.
So, yeah, Eliza, probably you and Eliza go first. Babette following right behind.
Yep.
All right. Lead the way. As you kind of approach this hall, you can see where it tees off to the side. You can see that there's a door all the way at the end. Though it looks like just a flat wall, you can see the grooves on the bottom that by this point in time have become familiar as the only passages that exist in this place. And then you see down further that the hallway seems to go deeper into the dark. Which way are you going?
That probably links to the room we just came from that way.
Oh.
I'll see through there. Cause I can see with dark vision, so.
You can give me a perception check if you like.
See if, step into anything. And probably Eliza's assisting me.
Who has the highest perception in this group?
I think Eliza.
Pretty sure it's Eliza since Helen isn't with us. And even then, I'm pretty sure it's still Eliza.
Then I will have Eliza roll it, and
4.
Oh, baby.
Yep.
She sees the shit out of everything.
With her no dark vision.
Doesn't she have something that fixes that?
oh,
We have white.
hold on, let me.
I've casted
Yeah.
light enough on you guys that should help.
And right now my hand's on fire too, so this casting light as well.
As you all as you're all kind of like peering down into this dark hallway, and you see like one of those darts on the floor, Sunera kind of glides up behind y'all. She looks around and she goes, "Best not to be stumbling in the dark." And she is going to use her Eyes of Night feature to give everybody in this group dark vision with no maximum range.
Heck yeah.
And
For the next 10 minutes.
for the next 10 minutes. So for that configure, I'm just going to global illuminate now. Configure global illumination, save. There we go.
Ooh.
You can see
Yay.
that at the very end of the hall, where the darts would have shot out of as you'd entered into it, you can also see that there seems to be rubble down at the very end. And you all notice that. You see like a caved in hallway right at the very end. And no apparent traps anywhere. She looks around and goes, "Well, the hallway's clear." That was rather rudimentary. And with that, Sunera is gonna glide past. And as she's gliding past, Eliza, you notice as the group kind of, it's like taking bearings with their sudden new vision, and as your eyes adjust to the dark, as if it were almost daylight for you in here, you notice that certain sections of this wall aren't actually quite right, and you notice immediately that these are illusory, and you see right through them as soon as you notice it, and they become like fairly translucent, and you can see that there are 2 hidden alcoves in this hallway. One of them on the right is empty as you approach it, and Mashad, as Zale approaches the other one, you can see a soft kind of glow coming from within, and you immediately spot a Kuatl statue.
Hey.
And then
We have
wave
2
over
now.
Wave over Eliza. Just to, always check for traps. Especially in quad arm.
And I will have Eliza roll investigation.
Advantage.
Hell yeah.
D4 she needs it.
Plus,
No, she always has her own D4. Oh, that
oh,
was
D4, not
it's D6.
D6.
Yeah. There it is. There we go.
31.
Nope, doesn't appear to be trapped. And she picks it up and hands it back to you, Zale. The torches inside kind of dim out.
access for this floor. That's. should
What are-
go-
One sec, gotta reload.
there right now?
What are those things at the end of the hallway?
It appears to be what the darts would have shot out of if you had tripped
Okay.
the wire.
I was pretty sure that would be it, but
Strong reload.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked everybody out.
All right.
how like difficult to move would this rubble be?
Looking at it, they're fairly large. Most of the things that you can see there are about the same size as you. The hallway is 10 foot high, and it's all the way up to the top. You can see a bit of light and stuff flickering through from the room beyond, but
Definitely not like something that we could move easily.
probably not.
Okay.
Still not used to that. As I'm walking by the mummy, I resurrected. And I see that. So kind of call over Eliza. See, let's kind of call out. Okay. Do you guys want to quickly just explore all the rooms to see if we can?
Find more statues. How many do we have? There was one already
We
placed.
need
We
one
have
more.
2, so we need
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
more.
We're not gonna at the
Think
same
the last
time.
one.
Well, do we want to investigate this door for traps and then potentially unlock it?
I was thinking.
There was only one statue on the floor below. If that stands true for the rest of this, then I would say that there's probably no more statues on this level.
The floor below, that wasn't where we fought the spiders. That was
Yes,
a
it
different floor. Okay.
you found one on the floor below, and she found one on the floor below that.
Oh, okay.
So upstairs is where we need to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We should collect them, but not put them all at the same time.
Do we want to see what's in this hallway?
Well, I'm not sure he'd appreciate us looking for anything else other than the final objective. Looking over at Perdwin's ghost.
He shrugs.
Whatever.
Let's.
What is that? Yeah, Hanu's just right over here, just pointed to that side. Wait.
It looks
Check
like
it for
Eliza.
traps.
I gotta pull back and kind of wave Eliza over. So, looking down this way.
Peering around, you can see that there is, with your keen vision now, you can immediately spot at the end of this hall that there is another door. But you also notice that there is what appears to be a large bed of spikes on the wall, and you can see the clear signs of blood stains and spent crossbow bolts laying all down this hallway.
See if we can find a trap trigger.
Perception at advantage.
Plus another 2d4.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Just managed to notice, looking through for like another tripwire, there isn't one. However, you can notice that most of the stones here are kind of beveled in the same direction, but one of them is beveled on an odd side, and looking at it, you can tell that it's actually able to be popped up because of that. And you kind of just pop a little blade underneath it, and you can see that there's a pressure pad on this thing. She kind of just wedges something underneath it, and now it can't be used. That one's fairly simple. You spot it, you either don't step on it or, wedge it under. But it's a higher DC to spot. It was actually just at 20.
Thank God for guidance.
Looking at it, the rest of the hallway appears to be clear of any triggers.
Then
Who wants to go first?
40. Hate when you say that.
2 rogues and an artificer. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go.
Hmm.
Alright.
Take the dodge action.
That's what I'm planning to do.
Hanu
Okay.
says, pretending to be extremely far away.
So much
She
about
just
that.
says, dodge!
Liza's not going first.
About that, you're the brave one now.
I guess. I'm gonna keep an eye out for, you know,
Need more pressures.
more plates. If that's possible.
Yep. I mean, she already rolled for it,
Yeah,
so it's your
okay.
passive at this point.
Which is,
I'll wave
As
my
you're
hand around
walking,
and cast
you
that.
hear something snap underneath your foot.
Yeah,
And
there
your
we
heart
go.
stops, and you look down, and it's a crossbow bolt.
Rude.
Messed up.
Love it.
You make it to the end of the hallway safely.
Let's check this door for traps and unlock it.
It is locked.
Alright. It is not trapped, but it is locked.
Wrong button.
Hmm. I'm gonna shoot it. That says.
Fuck yeah. Breaching clear. What is that?
Yay.
You see inside, it's got a kind of like a 5-foot high pool. Looks like it might have been like a bath or something. You can see like the collapsed wooden stairs up at this end of it that long way rotted down. Water's kind of like leaking out from some of the stones and have pooled across the floor. But other than that, unremarkable. You do notice, however, a staircase leading
With my
up.
inherent knowledge of water, can I see if this is more of like a reservoir of water that it's being tapped into, or if this is something else?
You can give me a nature check.
Okay, I'm just like, why is there water
Guidance.
And check to see if that room has any
Sorry.
other pressure plates.
here? 10. It's just water.
You know, there's a big lake just a little north of here, and it might be tapped into that, or you're probably sure that most of the sewers and aqueducts here are connected to that lake.
Okay.
Looking at it, appears to be safe.
I sniff the water. Does it smell fresh?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And these stairs lead anywhere up?
They look like they head up to the next floor. You can see open archway just ahead of you leading upstairs. Ooh. hard reset.
They're having an update again, so
Mm-hmm.
they usually do Saturdays, for my guess, for some
Yeah.
reason.
That's what it feels like.
And the
Alright.
statue doesn't really seem anything significant, right?
Looking at it, you can give me. I mean, looking at it, it appears to be the same coatl iconography that you've seen.
Okay.
Is it a statue or is it like
It's
spilling water?
It's spilling water out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay. Alrighty.
All right.
Proceeding up, checking for traps along the stairs. 'Cause that would
Okay.
be really a place to put a trap.
Who's going first?
Eliza and Zale followed very closely by Babette.
Yeah.
Seems to be the order of the day.
All right. Then. I need,
Always taking the dodge action if I'm not searching.
sorry. All right. Looks fine. Heading upstairs.
Away we go.
Wait.
Yeah, the mummy can scout ahead if you want.
Oh yeah.
Too late.
I encourage
As soon as you see Zale and Eliza walk up through this, where the room pretty much ends, and this hallway kind of begins through these stairs. As soon as they pass through it, the whole entire wall fills up with solid stone, and like you just see it shimmer up, like, and then turn completely solid at once. For a split moment, looks like an illusion, and then as soon as you like go to like even test it, you like hit it like instantly, and it's solid stone. I am going to copy you guys, and as soon as that happens, you hear as the stones on the wall behind you guys collapse, and the water whoosh, begins spilling into the room, and it starts filling up and filling up and filling up. And I need you guys to roll initiative for me.
Okay,
Uh,
hey
can
now, I
Babette
called the
cast
water.
hold herself on herself,
Oh,
like
no.
as soon as the water starts
And
happening.
they're like, listen here, water.
Yeah, do you guys know, like, how fast is the water filling?
It is filling fairly quickly. Once we get into initiative, I'll let you know. Give me just a second.
Because
so
I'm
I
acting
can...
like my fucking thing, so be freaking her can start moving.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are already safe on the other side of it. And you look behind you as this solid wall cuts you off from the room and your allies. And it would be a completely pitch dark hallway, but you guys can see clearly in it. And this illusory wall appears and turns solid in front of you. And I'm going to do that for you guys. And I'm going to do...
She has advantage. Freaking.
Toggle.
Want us on this side to do it too?
Yes. It's for you guys. As the room begins filling, this just gives us a sort of more controlled way of what everybody's doing each turn. As about every 6 seconds, you see it filling up about 5 feet of this room. You can look up, the room is 45 feet high. It is already filled up to 5 feet, and you guys are about chest high for most of you. Liv, you're like keeping your chin up above this water already. And
Oh no!
Hey, I used that spell earlier. Sorry, guys. Hey, stop that! I will tell it in Aquan and Celestial.
Shit.
Right over here.
Um,
No, you stop that right now.
Remove. Okay, Zarman. You're first up. Got anything?
I don't even see anybody's initiative numbers. So geez.
Nor do I.
Yeah, we aren't able to toggle it.
It's over
I
here.
refreshed and it works for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's.
I'll refresh.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, it was weird. It rolled weirdly.
There we go. All right, Zale.
Mhm.
You see this thing turn to stone behind you.
Shit. Can I make an investigation check to see if there's any way to open it? Is there magical?
I will say that you're kind of mentioning that it might be something magical, and Eliza like pulls out her lens and she rolls investigation with advantage. That's 28, and that puts it. She can see that the thing does appear to be like magically sustained. As far as like what kind of magic it is or anything, uncertain. Now that it's there, you can see it giving off conjuration though. And other than that, you're uncertain of what kind of spell this might be. And you don't see what would have triggered it.
Shit. Okay. With Eliza, I'm just gonna freaking move down to see if there's another way out from where we are right now. If there's like any kind of like way we can view in.
Do you see floor 2 up there?
No, I'm in black right now.
Configure. Give me just a second. There we are. Okay. Floor 2. Up on the top. The two of you can click on that, and your tokens are up there already.
Cool. Alright. Looking from that way. Alright, try to going. So we came from like this direction right here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's been blocked.
Yeah, right down here.
Oh. We try looking. We check for this one for traps. Seeing this looks like this might be an opening.
Alright. And then that would be...
We have base because I was 2.
Oh, wait, one more time. Okay, 27. Does not appear to be trapped. Is locked. And that will end it for that. And... interesting. Okay. Babette.
I'm gonna give myself the aquatic adaptation so I can breathe underwater.
Okay.
So more
Okay.
birds will live.
Gills suddenly come up. And... Eliza was up there doing that. Zarman.
Okay. Since it's all difficult terrain in here anyway, because it's filled up all the way. That's all my movement. Do I see where the water's coming out of?
This whole... So, it is not coming out of anything anymore. The whole
It's
room
just-
is 5 feet up. This entire wall collapsed instantly as soon as that other wall appeared. I just don't have a way of showing this whole room filling up with water, but it is filled with water right now, level across this thing.
Right, so Zarman
Zombies are
dunks his-
undead. They don't need to breathe. He's fine.
Yeah, and as Zarman dunks his head under the water, can he see where it's coming from or no? Or is it
Well,
just a
no,
big
you
open
saw
area?
it spilling out through the spout.
Okay, so it's coming out of that thing, right?
Yes.
I mean, just to test it. Last time there was a pipe with water going through it. Sarman will use it. Achoo. And with the Draconic Legacy, I will do the line one that goes out to 60 feet.
Alright.
So
Roll.
he will shoot a 60-foot line of Dragon Breath into that area. It's a saving
Roll
throw
the
normally.
damage for me.
8.
Alright. Give me a second. You see it start to, and it is slowing it down, but it isn't stopping it. You feel like you did actually get yourself another round off of that. So it's like you stalled it for one round. Okay.
Good. That was movement and my action. I got nothing to really use for my bonus. That'll be my 10.
Alright. Hanu, you're up.
And there doesn't seem to be any kind of like windows up above or openings.
No,
Like, 40
you
feet
know
up.
that you're deep underground right now.
Or just like kind of like a secret passage to go on the third floor. I mean, fourth
No,
floor.
but you can give me a perception check.
Okay.
Because you're kind of like looking around for something.
Yeah. And as I'm doing, I'm swimming right over here. But yeah, let me go retake my sheet back up. Perception.
All right.
11. I'm doing so well, girl.
Looking around, you're not noticing much. It's hard to tell. You can see where the water is spilling out from this. You can see where the bricks are now like kind of laying underneath all of the water that is now flooded up over it and filled the room. It's slowed down, and as the like, actually, give that to me with advantage. So roll one more time for me.
Alright.
He slowed it down. The water wasn't being tossed and turned as much, and you've spent more time underwater than most people have. So. There we go. Okay, that's better. You do notice that there's a kind of two metal grates, one right here and one here. Let me grab the box drawer. Right there, and one right there, and they're made out of like slats of metal that have been like very much just like a blind, on a window. They've been turned so that they're sealed shut, and now the water is no longer draining.
Okay.
You might feasibly be able to fit something under there to wedge it open, though, like a blade or a sword.
Okay. Or like a trident.
That was your action to be able to look around.
All right. Yeah, but I'll be like, okay, but I will shout out. We got slats over here to drain.
All right. Kak, your fluff is sodden and you're soaked, and the water is about to your waist. What are you doing?
I'm going to glare at the water because I don't like being wet. And then, I will... Can I wait until someone else has their turn to assist them if they're going to try and wedge something under the...
Yeah.
To lift it up?
Yeah, that works.
Because I can't really do anything else.
So
I'm a
Hanu,
weak boy, I can't do it myself.
you see, she's kind of like looking at this grate right over here. Kind of like waddle your way over to it, and hold your action to help on it.
All right, easy.
Lib. You're like having to kick your feet a little bit to stay up above the water level.
No, I'm gonna make my zombie get under me and give you like a boost.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna play chicken, basically.
Alright, alright. Perfect. You're now well above the water level. You
And
know, you'll drown last.
I'm just gonna like hold my turn to just help someone with something if they need it. 'Cause I don't really know what to do other than try to not drown.
That's a very valiant thing to do. Priorities.
I have to get him straight.
Hell yeah.
Though there's unlikely to be much that you can do to help with opening a grate from on the shoulders of a zombie, but you're there for moral support and
Hell yeah.
I mean, the zombie could do it.
not whilst also holding somebody on their shoulder.
This thing's also probably pretty light, so it's like gently floating up too.
All right.
Thereabouts.
So, as it comes around to the next thing, Zale, back upstairs. You and Eliza attempting to pick the lock on this thing?
Yep.
Alright, so... where is it?
It's not proficient, but weirdly enough.
Give me a second.
Well, if you have your haste going, if you would have done that, you could give her advantage on dex checks, which
Yep.
thieves do play.
Yep.
There we go.
That's why I
Nice.
did it. That's why I did it.
Give me a second. I'm making her proficient on this. There we go.
Roll of advantage with D4. Yeah, advantage.
It is.
Yep,
One.
it is. Alright. Managed to unlock the door and you see a hallway before you. What you doing?
And investigating as we go, let's check for traps.
So, perception check. I'll have you give me the perception check since you're doing in the lead.
Mhm.
It's a narrow hallway, so she can't help you though. Alright, hallway's clear.
Alright, and then, because we have other action, can I investigate this one right here? Looks
Looking
like
at
another
it,
door.
you don't see anything there. It's just the flickering coming off from the flames.
Oh, okay. It was this weird position, I think. Never mind then. Then gonna continue pushing that forward.
See an open pass off to the side with a bridge that goes over a deep hole. On it you can see a few runic markings. And you immediately spot what look like two coatl head statues on either side of it. You have a fairly high intelligence. You don't need to be a genius to tell that this is probably a trap.
Yeah.
But looking at it, you can give me a religion check. Looking at it, it seems to be some sort of religious trial, actually. And so while very obviously a trap, there seems to be some sort of religious intent going on here that you can't completely make out. Not being like a person that knows much about religions yourself, but you can tell that this is definitely a religious trial. And with that, we'll come to Babette.
I'm also a weak bean.
All right. Then whoever down here is going to lead this athletics check can do so at advantage. The rest of Purity's help is adjusting the DC. So
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely help out.
I'm assuming that would be Zarman. All right, everyone
Yeah.
looks at Zarman.
It's Armin's turn, so you know. I'm on
Yeah,
it.
no, we're out of it for this moment. It was just to keep the initial planning stage less chaotic.
22.
All right. You managed to push it underneath with like the long glaive that she's already had wedged underneath it, and as you all apply leverage on it, and then they snap open all of a sudden, and you hear the other one on the other side also do it at the same time, and immediately the water starts draining out from it. The room is no longer filling with water, so we can drop initiative.
Okay.
But there's
Hey.
still a giant piece of stone covering
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Hey, Lieutenant, you mind yelling at Zale with message? See what's up?
Oh yeah.
And Babette will go up to the door and message Eliza as well. Hey, we're not drowning anymore. You guys still there? Also, I drop concentration on my alter self.
All right.
Do we hear anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear it.
We hear it? Okay, so just run back. Oh, thank God you guys are okay. We're on the 3rd floor?
Unfortunately, there's a door in the way, so help?
It's still on our side.
Ours too. That's how doors work.
No, wall.
Like poke at Lib, just like, tell them ask them what do they see over there?
What'd you say?
I'll poke at you and like whisper loudly, ask them what they see over there on their side if there's anything else.
So I'm gonna cast a message. Do it at Zale.
Gotcha.
What do you see? What do you need?
Well, we're fine. I was worried about you guys. Right now, looking at a bridge, weird religious glyphs, and trying to find a way down. Me and Liza.
I tell Hanu.
What type of religious
Yeah,
glyph?
that's what I
Yeah.
was wondering. Hey, you want to describe these glyphs to us? Maybe we can figure what's going on.
Yeah,
I
and I'll,
described the glyphs in detail.
yeah, I'll give you advantage for the
Looking
religion
at that, you don't think that has anything to do with their wall. This seems to be leading somewhere else.
No, definitely. I'm just describing because maybe they'll figure it out. Well,
Well, describe
Yeah,
what you
like
see.
the so Zell will do it also in order from east to west because that's pretty good. I see a 2 lines, looks like an eye, a dot in the middle, a foot, single foot, and a arrow pointing towards the west.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit!
I'm giving you some guidance too, so extra
Nashville's
D4.
slutty. She's proficient too.
I know. Get that D4 in there, bro.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Second
yeah.
Yes.
29.
Fuck fucking max roll.
Yeah, oh, shit.
You feel like you'd be able to understand this if you saw it in context, but based off of it, it's hard to tell. I mean, you think it sounds like some sort of trial, or perhaps a crucible of some kind, but until you see it, you're not sure what you'd be able to offer to help.
It sounds a lot more complicated than I'd really be able to say from this side.
Gotcha. Okay. So don't mess with it. Try to find on the way down. Gotcha.
I'm gonna go over here and dip my head around. Just see any like little latches and stuff around underneath the statue.
No, you don't notice anything.
Um,
One of
me
y'all
and
can give
Liza-
me an investigation check down there if y'all would like.
I'd imagine Cac should do it at advantage if there's two people down here with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? I think there's
No,
only one down there.
I think Cac is the only one.
We have one.
I'm a shitty rogue.
That's not gonna
Yeah,
stop
so
me,
you
Hunter
get
says.
Macro Cac.
Yeah.
So you
There
got
you
guidance.
go. So you get guidance.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me that investigation check.
That's amusing. Alright, if I said rogue, we're going on a little trip, guys.
I'm swimming around here. I'm looking around. I
Whoa.
am having so much fun in this water. I'm like,
You there,
I
Jack?
believe we want to Cac to do it.
Yeah, sorry, I had to step away for a moment. What was that?
Investigation check.
Guidance.
Oh god.
Not with advantage, with guidance. Up there, in the meantime, Zoe, I'll
Jason,
have...
let's check this one right there.
It is not trapped and actually opens as soon as you notice the little thing on it. The wall pivots in and turns, and you see a collection of notes in there. You can see scribblings on the walls in here. Looks like somebody wrote in chalk. It looks like a bunch of formulae, but most of it looks like fucking dribble. Looks like someone hid in here for a long time. It smells rancid and old. There's cockroaches that immediately skitter out past you guys as soon as you open it. And you see a handful of notes with that familiar handwriting of Dr. Stefano's.
Fuck, Stefano. So let's think in his head as well, but and just because last time there was a bunch of freaking spiders, just looking around, no like traps or anything with that previous investigation. Let's pick these up.
All right. No, nothing. You pick them up with ease and tuck them in with the rest of them.
Can I decipher the writing on the wall? The formula, at least? Like, get the portion of the formula?
It's
suggests?
dribble. Like,
It's
it's
dribble,
yeah.
yeah.
It looks like mostly the same stuff that's on these pieces of paper, but just kind of repeated a bunch of times.
Gotcha. Alright. Back this way then. So, those two pieces, right?
Yes.
Cac rolled a 37. I forgot his wild talent was to add a d20 right now. That shit's so fucking big.
I fucking love it.
Jack, as you're looking around, you notice that the wall that you're looking at is actually illusory. Like it's illusory. Like you see it and you're looking at it and nothing's changed about it, right? It was solid a second ago and you saw them hit it and it was definitely solid, but now that you're looking at it now, you're very certain that's not a real wall. And as soon as you think it, you move your hand right through it and it passes right through. And as soon as you guys see his hand do that, the thing as well becomes almost translucent.
Which wall is this?
It's the one that was solid at the end of it.
It was blocking us from sound, Eliza.
Yay!
Time to go.
Everyone through
Yep.
as fast as
Let's
possible.
go.
Yeah, Honey jumps out of the water and starts walking up.
And I will grab you guys. Give me just a second. And oof. Some of you got spliced into the wall.
Oh no! A teleportation accident.
Alright. Alright. As you guys walk up, you can see as Zale and Eliza are walking back up from this hallway south of you. You see a staircase immediately on the other side. You figure probably it's back down onto that same level that you just left. And you can see two more of these hidden doors.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, just
Yep.
a little bit more.
Cool.
Sunera's with us, right?
Yeah, Sunera would have been with us in that room.
So I can lead you to the bridge area down south, or do you want to check out these two doors right here?
And once we find a statue at any point, so wherever you wanna guess this guy statue is.
Well, definitely through whatever crucible's down there across that bridge. If I was hiding a statue.
Which now that we're up here can get a better look at it.
Yeah,
Without
would
any
be-
probable.
Yeah. I'm giving you some guidance.
I have to restart Foundry. Hold on.
And no, the check still carries over. You were thinking about it heading up to this, and as you see it and it kind of comes clear, this is definitely a crucible. And looking at the iconography, it's actually kind of childish. Walk through pain and you'll see something. Probably whatever they believed in. You're looking at whatever this is, and you're fairly certain that whatever's on the other side wants you to take whatever damage this trap here does. Whether it's to show a willingness to go through pain, or whether it's for some other reason, you're uncertain, but you know that this was something that people willingly walked across to reach the other side.
I just sigh for a second. It's a test, basically. So it wants to know if you can endure the pain.
I mean, I'm down for that, actually. Me too.
Looking at
raised it
that
on
though,
trial.
as you mention it, you know that people don't put trials like this until usually the end of something. Whatever lies beyond that pass is probably the doorway that you guys are trying to unlock, and not where the key is. So you're probably still missing a statue and need to gather one before going in that direction. You get that natural 20, so like you feel like you suddenly get the statue and trials that they've got here, and you know deep in you that they're
It's not our turn, but
yes.
at some point it will be.
Libby just reverse engineered everything here.
We're gonna have to come back though and still endure, but at least for now we know where we need to come back to.
I'm back.
Alrighty then. So down below,
Well, if we
Go
have
check out
logic
that
with
other
where the
door.
statues are, there should be a statue behind one of these doors, probably.
Let's investigation check.
All right. Which door?
To the left one first.
All right. investigation.
Yeah.
Advantage. 2d4.
Nice.
Alright. It is both trapped and locked.
Oh.
Babette will untrap and then unlock.
Alright. Then go ahead and give me those thieves' tools with advantage.
And 2d4.
License Armin. Biggest back rubs.
1, 2.
Alright. You can see that the lock mechanism itself had actually been trapped. And if you were to remove your lockpicks or the key, whatever it had been, it would have actually shocked and electrocuted you. You instead put a grounding thing in there, and you safely move it in and out. And go ahead and give me another Thieves' Tools check to...
Same row.
Oof.
And go ahead and add that. Oh, you already did. Cool. Then, there you go.
Oh, thank God.
You can see that there's a few, like, cracks and roots and stuff on the ground here. A few cockroaches skitter through. And looking down, Liza kind of calls out that it looks clear.
Same.
Yeah, send in the rogues.
Rose in the hard place.
Coming around the corner, once more she spots this, like, a shadow kind of casts across a tripwire on the bottom. And she stops you for a moment, Babette, and points it out to you. And now it's becoming almost steady practice in here. You kneel down and feel like a little pat on your shoulder. You got this. And go ahead and roll that Thief's Tools check with
All the
advantage
business.
and all the goodness.
Hey.
There you go. Snap, put the tense wire into the stone, and the rest of the cord falls flat across the floor. You can see where there was very likely going to be a pistoned spike wall heading in your direction. You instead sidle on past. Oh, wrong one. But yeah, you sidle on past.
And I assume that this door is then open.
Yes.
Any traps?
Investigation. Perception.
Nothing.
I want to see. I want to see what the guidance would add.
50.
And 2 passageways.
And
Trying to bring the picture. This might lead to across that bridge.
I say this one first, maybe.
Yeah, let's do this one first.
finds the thing, and you see as it pops up. Looking in, you can see a hallway that looks like it heads back in the direction you just came. You can see clearly bolts and blood stains across this whole hallway. And one last door.
A thing that's been kind of on my mind before we open this door. Why would they place a way they go around if this does lead back to across the bridge? Why would they place something where they can go around this easily? Seems odd.
It might not go there.
Ending on the right, it could be further refill, but that's being hopeful.
Across the bridge, that's stairs that lead up, right?
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, would be below.
So far, you've seen double sets of stairs leading up on every floor. So, if it follows the same thing, that does stand to reason.
Yeah.
There might be stairs on the side.
Does
And
this
It
sort of thing-
is not trapped, but it is locked.
Are we unlocking this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
keep in mind.
Oh!
Ooh.
Alright.
Oof.
Oof, avoided a nat 1.
Oh, this is interesting fucking room. I don't like this room.
Looking in, you see several pillars with hooks on them, like stone carved kind of hooks coming off of them. On the ground, you can see what looks like rotted linen. A few rats kind of scatter off and bury themselves into a few holes. You can see what looks to be broken and old mushroom covered furniture lining the walls. They look like wardrobes, and a few like stools. Everything in here is collapsed and broken long ago though. But it looks like there used to be like almost like coat hangers around each of these, or like hangers for robes or something. But the robes have long ago rotted away to just scraps of mildewed linen, which a few rats have made their nest out of.
Anything seem trapped in the room?
No, you do notice another hall down at the very
Yeah.
end, and then a stairwell that leads up.
Check this door.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
2d4.
It is not trapped, but it is locked.
That's better.
Looking in, you immediately notice a goldenish glow that you'd almost seen from the light being cast off from the last several ones across the stones. And then you also notice it against the tips of a few spikes on the wall.
See if we can find that tripwire.
Perception. Advantage.
Ooh.
Looking around, you don't see
And
anything.
guidance.
Oh,
2d4.
2d4,
let's
please.
see.
Oh.
Nope. Looking around, you can't find
Oh
it.
no!
Wow,
No.
for once there's nothing in here, guys.
After you,
No.
Zale.
Maybe
No.
somebody tripped it in the past, you know?
We were the newest arrival.
You
so-
can see bones, like what looks like old bones in front of this one. So somebody did trip it at some point in the past. Maybe that there isn't a wire anymore because of that.
Well, I doubt that somebody tripped it and didn't trip all the other ones beforehand, so I think we should just go for the stairs.
You see the statue right around the side.
Yeah.
If we
Statue
don't
is-
see a wood trigger, I don't want
Hey,
to bother.
guys, we
Wait,
do
I
have...
a mage hand. I use my hand of the master to go grab the thing.
There you go. I was waiting for it. I was like, this is like the whole thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Lifts it up and pulls it to the other side, and you see immediately as the wall through to the other direction, but the slight little bit of that hand is just small enough to fit through the crack and pull the statue through to clear. You hear a loud thud as the spikes slam into the other side of the wall, and as it cranks back into place, feel relieved that that wasn't you.
Mm-hmm.
And you now have all
All
the statues.
Okay.
One statue at a time.
Yes. Do we want to go upstairs?
Or
Or
do we
just-
want to wait until we've thought the other things?
I think we should
'Cause
deal
that
with
seemed to be
Tate.
important.
Yeah.
I'd imagine Dusk has been following us. Anything
Yeah.
important that?
What was that?
Zarman will look at Dusk and then point towards the stairs. Anything we should worry about that way, or are we on the right track with?
I believe you're on the right track. But, again, I've never been here personally.
You give me 10 minutes so I can cast augury to see if we're going to have success going up there right away, but those 10 minutes could be used elsewhere.
Let's actually.
That
you know what?
certainty might be nice.
Hey, Lib. Do you mind sending the zombie friend up there? Just take a little peek.
Yeah. All right, it's your time to shine. Go forth.
Can you... I don't think zombies can talk, and you can't see through their eyes, can you?
You can give orders to zombies, and they'll follow it to the best of their ability. They can't communicate anything.
Yeah, so, like, it's just gonna walk up there and walk back down again. But it won't be able to
I mean,
tell
if
that
you
you.
was-
walk up there and doesn't die immediately, I guess that's a good
Yeah, that
sign.
Yes.
was kind of more what
That
I
was-
was
Okay.
thinking it was for.
Alright.
It was the meat shield I was going
Yeah.
for.
Either way, I'll give it guidance. So, like, I believe in you.
I can also speak with dead with my zombie.
Yeah, but it's not, you're not talking
it's
to this.
not
You
conscious at
animated a
this point.
corpse, you're not talking to a spirit.
Uh,
Like,
It also doesn't have eyes, so that's the other thing. So,
Dang it.
yeah, that'll be a little
It
bit.
wanders up, and a few moments later, you hear it slowly wandering back down again.
What's fine to me? That he looks confident in what he's seen up there. You know, I would not worry.
What? Dusk. That's
It's hard
his
to
name.
tell without the fear in the eyes. You know.
I looked at
What
Kak.
eyes?
Kak, how long till your friend goes away? Kak. Oh.
It'll last a little bit longer. It's hard to say. Well, it'll go when it goes.
Do you want to deal with the guy down first then, and then continue forward?
Yes, of course. I thought that was the idea anyway.
It is. Look, just making sure. Alright, let's head back.
Okay.
Alright, and we will pull you back to the main map.
One at a time, and then we just go up and fight it? What are we doing?
Or, depending, it could come to us. We will have to see.
Okay. I'd rather that
I
be
think
the
it'd be
latter.
easier to bunker down in this room than it would be to go somewhere else.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. So,
Do you think we can set up around here? Best to get in muscle position too.
well, how about this? And what I can do on either one or both of the staircases, I can freeze water to make anything that's coming down slip. I got my spell. I still have my create water spell, and I can freeze it. Give us some
Alright.
time.
Yeah. Doing one of those might be good. We don't know how. If it's just gonna be him or the rest of his buddies.
We'll see.
So slowing down a couple of them can be like good.
Every
Also-
little bit counts.
To just what I've noticed is that mind attacks, spells that attack the mind or anything like that, permanently kills them. Nothing else I think will permanently kill them. Fire does do a lot to them, but I think if we don't finish them off with some kind of mental attack, they'll just keep coming back, or whatever, they might resummon them again. So just to keep in mind, and kind of like the CAC, you're probably going to be our best bet when it comes to this.
I also have some ability to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking at like pretty much all the people with psychic dealing stuff. Being
Yeah,
like,
she
you
has
guys
Mind
are gonna be the
Sliver,
ones
so-
to
Yeah, I got Mind
finish.
Sliver, so
So just keep an eye on how they're looking. They're looking really bad. About to go down.
Okay.
Use those spells.
All right. Either way, I will take one of these staircases and ice it up so everybody can focus on the other one in case anything goes down there. Which one?
Let's do the right one.
Okay.
I
And yeah, with
And-
shape water, I can do a 5-foot cube, but the whole thing is the area of a 5-foot cube actually amounts to like 37.5. So I could just make a thin sheet of water going down.
One enough.
So yeah, I'll use my racial casting of create water there, and then I'll just freeze it over. I'll start from the top. So just a yeah.
I also have something that can draw them to us.
Mhm.
And she pulls out a little bag of rocks. If I throw this, it will make a noise that could draw things to it. Not the whole bag, just one of the stones.
Okay. Just let's get positioning down. That's a good idea. I just want to now positioning of everybody. Who's gonna be who? Where? Zarman, you're gonna lead charge.
Of course.
Gotcha. I think Kak, you're actually in a pretty good position. I will be behind Kak because it gives me enough avenue to keep everybody in my field, but also give me kind of line of sight. I think also Hanu and I'm gonna forget her name. Sunera. There we go. Remember it. I think Hanu and Sunera should stay behind in the third line, behind me, Gak. You guys are gonna be our support in this fight. Don't know what they guys are gonna be able to do. I think Lib should also be back there as well, because I think you have a lot more range, right, Lib? Blue?
Yeah. I have psychic from range too, so.
Yeah. Keep you guys in the back. You guys are kind of our supports. If anything goes kind of wrong, you
I
have to
can
be the
be-
best one to spells out.
I can be ranged or up close.
Let's keep range for right now. I don't. Right now,
The main concern is if they decide to walk by me.
exactly.
And of course, if Zil decides to use his capabilities around him, it would be quite unfortunate if they just run by and get the benefits of it too.
Mm.
Yeah, trying to position myself.
It's 15 feet out from you?
It's 15 feet, so actually,
I
I'll
mean,
stand.
honestly, the best position would probably be against the wall for sale.
Yeah.
Just for the best.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. Kind of next to Lib. Yeah, because then they have to go in these two squares to get by. So
Mhm.
then, yeah, because they have to get these two squares. And then it's just you.
Yeah, so the two rogues behind Zarman.
Y'all taking a short rest while y'all do this tactic stuff?
I would assume so.
Alright.
Right, because we know we're about to start some shit, so.
So,
If we do a short rest, my spirit's gone.
That's what I was also
Oh.
thinking.
Do we need a short rest? We did have
Mm.
one not long ago.
I don't think so. I think we're
Alright.
good.
I just
I'm
have.
not sure my would be too useful anyway. I
Yeah.
do wait for those, but other than that, I'm still good.
Okay.
you guys feel as the shadows kind of come back in, and those of y'all that had dark vision no longer have dark vision.
Oh no.
Also, for Eliza, before we put the statue on, cast protection from good and evil, because I think she has it, right? Eliza can do that.
Mhm.
On both Hanu and Sunera. If
It-
Storm's gonna cast it,
It can only be one.
or on yourself. One of the two.
Yeah.
Probably yourself. Probably yourself, since you're being Vanguard.
Yeah. So I will cast it whenever statue gets dropped into place.
Yeah, and they cast it on Hanu. Don't want our kind of support going down. Or Hanu, you want to cast it on Sunera. One of those two.
Yeah, I'll look over to Sunera. I'm like, it's up to you. It's either way. I'm fine. She raises her shield and is putting the trident right over it in an ancient warrior position. Old school. Xiaolan style.
Let's do this.
How many times can you give people vision?
I can do that one or two more times, but it only lasts for 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
When we start hearing noises from above, cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, where's Dusk? I kind of look around.
Looking around, you can't see him.
He's probably watching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Mine,
I think
mine's just a little
fine
bit.
except
But that's for my blood maledict. Yeah, no, everybody's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was at max after that song of rest, so.
Okay.
Alright. And so would statue. This one. So this one.
Okay. As you place it on a pedestal, you feel the pedestal kind of lower down just a hair to where it's exactly level with the pedestal next to it now. And as you do, you hear a lot of sound of moving gears and rumbling stone. The walls kind of shake around you, and there's this loose dirt falling from the ceiling down onto your heads and shoulders. This goes on for about a minute, for slowly quelling back. But now you hear a slight humming sound, like this strange vibrating pervascent. And you can hear the sounds of voices. And for a moment you think that perhaps the seal to the church, to the hospital above had been opened. But no. These sounds, though, of people, of prayer, and of ails and sorrow, of song, sounds distinctly like you're in the midst of some old cathedral or church. But you get the strange feeling that these voices are from very, very long ago. And though they persist, and a few minutes tick by, and tick by, and tick by, we're going to take a break. And we will come back
boy.
15 minutes before the hour.
Alright.
Yay!
Yep. And I'm holding my action to cast that haste on everybody. So advantage.
You have 20 minutes left on your summon spirit, by the way.
Yeah.
And after like a few minutes, Babette will ask, like, do we want me to try and draw them in with my bellstones?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they would come to us.
Yeah.
Especially probably have a sense that we have all the keys. So it's a good like indications like, yeah, come with us. But yeah, we're still pretty good. delay them. That's what rough terrain to them. They're slow, so that helps on that side. If they come on that side, that delays. So yeah, good.
Watch them completely not go down one of the stairs or they're floating. Hell yeah.
Hey, if they want to bunch up, sure.
Also, can Babette do the hide and ready in action to shoot?
Yeah, if you want to lean up against the wall, that would be the only time to hide, because I don't think there's any cover anywhere else in here besides maybe
Yeah.
the
This
stairs.
area or something. Yeah.
Probably both rogues have them ready to like hide, pop up for like double, like simultaneously shoot. Kind of
Double sneak.
I'm holding douse.
I'm ready to die.
Well, I accidentally haste everybody, so we get advantage of this freaking initiative, because we're gonna need it. And we're gonna need that 2 freaking plus 2 AC too.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Isn't Steve the name of the aberrant too?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
Cat named his aberrant Steve.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy's.
yeah. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Hold on, be right back.
I mean,
I thought
but
the zombie or
only
mummy or
one
whatever.
Steve
about.
can survive. One Steve has to earn the title. Which one will it be?
Which I mean, having the zombies great, but Zarman's uncomfortable. Have to hold a line with this fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd totally go up there, man. If we knew what we were facing up against, I'd totally go up there.
Alright. So,
Oh, gosh.
Alright, guys. A few more minutes pass. Sounds like strange displacement going on just outside of these halls. But no approaching footsteps, no moaning of the undead.
Since we can hear talking, should I try to make some noise? We could hear them talking. They might hear weird things going on down here.
We could also
Oh.
ask Zombie to throw one of my bellstones.
Sure. If not, we could always just, I don't know, I can
We might just have to go to them.
just lead out something in Celestial. Any options? Come on.
I like the idea of using the Wellstone.
Okay.
Send him off.
Yeah, that's 3 for Bellstones, so... Anybody else?
Zarman will just have his hand up for Belson, see if he could just start throwing shit at the stairs. Make noise.
Yeah, you take one of them and give it a good throw. What's your strength modifier?
I was gonna ask. Zarman. I was gonna ask the zombie to do it, but
I
I don't know if a
what's your
zombie
strength
can throw.
score? Sorry, not strength modifier.
16.
16. So, yeah, you throw it like a good 90 feet away, and it hits up at the top of the stairs and against one of the walls, and you hear it give off this sort of gong sound, and it echoes throughout the hall, and the voices continue as if, unaware, and you hear no footsteps.
I don't think they can. They're seemingly focused on whatever they're doing.
Yeah. I think we might have to take the fight to them.
Well, if anything, if
You
things
do
go...
know that the mummies were an entire floor up above. Like, there's a whole floor between you and the where the mummies were.
So,
It's one like group of enemies per floor, right?
seems
Well,
like...
we aren't
Perhaps.
quite sure, honestly, because we just
That-
pressed a button and things started happening upstairs. We don't
That
know.
seemed to be the
necessarily.
implication that Dusk was making, though.
It was more of every time we put a statue, a new threat appeared.
Yes.
So
Well,
we
that-
don't necessarily know where or when, etc., besides when we put the statue.
At least we know we can probably run back here if things go south. This water's not going to evaporate, so I can always refreeze it if we want to come back down here, but we might as well advance.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some lead.
Yep. Someone will walk up.
Alright, and since I also have my shield forwards, I'll help try to at least be a shield. For
Oh yeah, Kak, I am remembering the fucking shit out of that right now. Of that mindfuckery. I've been
I assumed
thinking
that
about it.
Babette can't get in on whatever that is.
No.
Would
Mine fucked my dead timeline, so no.
Mhm.
will it be able to do anything about these little guys over here? Or are they just
Healed.
not? Yeah, are they just not? You know,
What little guys?
What?
these little skelly hands.
Oh, let's see where you're at. Sorry. I need to move you guys.
It went the wrong floor.
No, you're on the right floor. You're just not in the
We're
right
just
section.
Wrong spot.
Okay.
We were close to that one weird room, I think. That Lib would probably be interested in. But we'll see what happens after.
Yeah, as you come up from the stairs from the floor below, you can see once more, you know, the halls you had seen. As you know, heading south will go to the open chasm with the spider webs, but you would be able to wind your way back around again. You do, yes, remember the hall with the skeletons that you had passed by before.
Okay.
Where are you heading? Straight for the staircase or bypassing through the skeleton room?
Let's bypass through the skeleton room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Different approach, because if say this is a intelligent creature, then he might have planned for the approach we used last time. So find a different approach to the room might be beneficial to us.
Now we also know what kind of happened in that room too.
Yep.
Well, okay.
So
Time
let's
to
go around.
take the dodge action.
Yeah,
I do remember, weren't there spiders we couldn't finish off in this room? We do need to be careful.
So eyes to the skies, guys.
Yeah. Someone want to lead? Because all the traps are disabled over here.
Well, I
Zombie
don't
on the
think I would
front.
know.
Let me throw that thing on this map as well.
Oh
Give me
yeah.
just a second.
Zombie in
Well,
the
if the
front.
zombie's in front of me,
Yeah.
any spider that wants to blindside me would blindside it first.
Zombie.
There you
zombie.
All right. You guys make your way around to the room with the chattering skeletons, and as you approach it, you can hear once more as you can see your breath forming in front of you. As soon as you kind of see it catch and crystallize, the chattering of those skeletons begins once more.
I will call out. Hey there. Anybody here?
Several of their skeletal heads kind of lean up and look in your direction, and all of their teeth go.
What happened to the teeth?
They just unhinge for a moment, and you see as they begin to chatter almost in like unison with each other, and then it like starts to become like chaotic, and like a few of them like look at each other and like they're like suddenly chattering like out of unison, and you get almost like the strain. Give me an insight check actually.
Alrighty.
I am going to kind of, as this is fucking happening, kind of like bend down to Liv and kind of whisper, "Do you think you could understand them?"
Does have tongues. Constantly test on her. Oh, okay.
If
Sight.
it's something to be understood, for the most part, I can understand it, but
Looking at them, they're definitely they seem to be conversing, but not in a language. They seem to you get the distinct feeling that these skeletons are bickering with each other right now. They're arguing, but not bickering. Like they seem like suddenly like angry. They all suddenly were trying to talk over each other. There seems to be like a lot of discord going on in this room, and you also sense that you'd have to be able to speak with like spirits or something to be able to communicate with them. They don't have like lungs or
Okay.
tongues or anything like that.
Do the
Well,
thing.
They're fighting.
Yeah, she relays this, rubs her hands, and dramatically gestures to the room, stepping aside for Lib. They look like they're in fierce debate. They all want to talk, so probably tell them in an orderly fashion. One at a time, I don't know. You need to assert your dominance, okay there, Lieutenant? Okay.
I can't understand what they're upset about. I don't know if I really have any dominance here.
No, just your presence. Be like, listen,
Mm.
I can. I don't know, you're really good at doing this stuff right off the cuff. But spirits, that one, okay, that one ritual we did like a few weeks ago, let's try that with that one, okay?
What was that?
We're just doing some like off the cuff, like we probably do some weird
Probably
psychic
speak
stuff.
with dead.
Yeah, we do some
Yeah,
weird.
speak with dead. They are
They're
creatures.
like,
Someone would tell you that they are
oh,
alive.
Yeah,
And
So-
she just told you that they were arguing, so you could probably speak with dead with them.
Yep. So we're gonna do that one speak with dead ritual we totally did a few weeks ago,
sort of figured what you meant.
because we would totally do that honestly.
I'm just practicing all the time. And what was your name?
I know. Okay, that's nice.
Tell us your favorite memory.
You
Yep.
can cast Speak with Dead through the Vikar's Deathly Diadem, but it's it's not as good as the full version cast of it.
The crown
They can
you-
only
yes or
answer yes, no, or maybe.
But if you cast the actual spell with the slot, then you can use the normal version of the spell.
Now so with casting Speak with Dead, you can only choose one corpse to talk to. There are currently 6 in here. However, using your diadem, you could theoretically ask each of them all a yes or no question that would help you narrow down which one to cast the spell on.
Could I help with my insight to tell her which one seems to have more authority or which one seems to be?
You're not certain. There's skeletons, so you just were able to pick up that they are all like fighting for being able to talk at the moment.
Okay, so they don't have any lasting armor. That it's probably been all stripped
No.
off, right? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
there's no armor or anything in here.
One of them a yes question.
I'm sorry,
So
what was
you-
that?
I can ask each one of them a yes or no question.
Yeah,
If I use
Yeah, with the diadem, you can cast Speak with Dead at will, as many times as you want. But they can only answer yes, no, or maybe. Whereas the actual version of Speak with Dead would allow them to actually be able to talk to you, like with sentences and everything. However, you're limited on spell slots, so you obviously can't cast it for all 6 of
Let's
them.
do an interrogation round. Maybe think of some things that would get them to kind of narrow down who has the most, I don't know, information and or power.
Yeah.
I was thinking about asking them, are you the most hated in this room? Because, authority's kind of bullshit.
I thought, yeah, that's
That's a good fucking
Mhm.
question. That's a good question to fucking answer.
there you go.
Alright.
And then you can also say the person to the left.
Pompous people
person-
probably would want to think they're the most hated too, so.
Mhm.
That's a that's a
And
good
then
fucking line of thinking.
You can give directions too, in case they want to, talk smack about the other one.
Well, it's only yes, using yes, no, or maybe.
I know, it's like, is that person the most hated? Nah.
And I believe you can only do it once with each spell.
Get it multiple, because I think these are different kinds.
Yeah,
'cause they're
these
are-
moving.
Desecrated in Holy Temple, and the
Right,
spirit
it's in a
that
desecrated room with undead
Yeah.
creatures, of course.
the
And
spirit
keep in mind
that-
the tombs are also undead, by the way.
Yes. you see the torches seem to have an undead kind of energy about them.
Are there souls trapped in the torch? Hanu will whisper out loud. Okay, anyways, keep on going. Go, go, go. And
Alright.
she will keep an eye out to see if anything's approaching them from behind.
Yeah.
Every so often.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with this one, Lib. Gonna point to this one.
Are we just going with? We can change the question between them.
Yeah. Yeah, we could figure that out. I think first off, for this the first one, we could just say, probably the same thing you said. Who's the
I
most
could
hated one?
straight up also ask them if they think they're the most powerful, but or what were the most powerful in life, but
Start
they're
with that one.
not under any reason to tell me anything at the same time. They could just lie to me.
That's true.
There's a lot of shitty loopholes with doing this.
Yeah. At least, I mean, if they're lying by saying no or yes or maybe, then we can narrow it down. They seem like they want to talk while they're chattering, so maybe their attention stars. So maybe they'll loosen their lips, or lack of there.
Sure, I might change the question in between just to see if it just gets too repetitive, but I will use my item and try to ask some fucking questions.
Yep, you find it's just as natural as anything. You look at it and they almost seem like drawn in towards you as soon as you like step close, and you can feel this the cold presence of this crown where you hadn't felt it before. And go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening. I just need to take a moment of your time. Do you think you're the most powerful among your acquaintances?
No. You hear a distinctly female voice.
Thank you for your time. She said no.
No. She, so it's a female.
Yeah.
Ask her if she knows where she's at.
She used her crown for it. She only gets one question.
Okay.
What are we assuming that they're upset about? Is it for piety reasons, or?
I mean, from what Zom has told, this whole chamber we're in is desecrated. In the holy temple.
Dust did mention that this is the room where the saint was tortured and killed.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out where
Is there anywhere in the wall that we could see, like, where she was tortured, if they were all, like...
The skeleton, you can see that there is at the end a set of manacles on this wall, and it's the only one set into the wall. It's also the only wall without a brazier.
Oh.
I can ask who does the interrogations, but I would have to ask them if they did the interrogating. Or maybe they all did, but...
I think her party also got tortured here, so my guess is whoever was there, they probably were doing maybe the closest to them.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
One who would have broken.
I mean, you could ask who did the torturing on the skeletons, and
But
then Or if
prove.
they
They
did
can
it and
say-
you get to be
Do it.
Yeah,
So-
but they all could have put, sadly, hands on her, said that they tortured her in their own right. I feel like we have to be a.
Why, man? If you ask them, the five remaining, if they tortured the saint and they all say no, it's the first one you talk to. Then you could ask more about that one.
I'm gonna go over to this guy,
Okay.
Gal, or Skelly.
Mm-hmm.
This is always the hard part. Okay. Did you perform the interrogations?
Maybe.
Mm.
It's smart.
Huh.
Maybe it wasn't an interrogation, it was just outright torture.
I mean, sometimes you just want to get much information out of anything.
I mean, we didn't specify when or what they were interrogating them.
It's only yes, no,
Well,
maybe.
The maybe means that maybe it's not the right wording.
Yeah. So
So interrogation might be the wrong word.
Probably torture then.
Yeah.
I mean, you could ask if any of them killed the same.
If,
But
if,
we started our questions out pretty weirdly already.
if anyone what?
If they tortured the saint.
you can do anyone here tortured the saint or anyone here killed the saint.
Yeah, let's do kill.
By the way, just a question. What voice was this one that we did just last? Is it Mel?
Female.
Both female. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha, okay.
And can I ask it all general to them? One question.
You get one question for each of them for free off the crown, to which they can answer yes or no.
I just didn't know if I could ask all four of them a question at once if it's the same question.
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you would like, yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll ask. Did you kill the saint?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they all say it.
I'm really happy about this, you guys.
Oh.
It was group activity.
It was the group
Yeah,
activity.
I'm telling you, I think they all put hands on her. They all had a turn.
Why though?
Were they all female? Or was one
All
male?
of the voices sounded
A
female.
mob of angry women.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know how to handle this.
That sounds like a complicated fucking mess. Did anyone, and then when all four of them were asked, it was saying that same tone, like that joyous, like yes, throughout four of them.
Yeah, it's like almost.
It wasn't
borderline.
necessarily joyous, it was just sudden.
Hold on.
It's not like they're upset about it.
There was no hesitation to it, but that's
Okay.
hard for you. You can't really make out emotion through what's
Yeah,
being said
facial
with this one.
Um,
If with the full casting, you tend to actually hear more of the personality in the voice, but they all seem to be having like kind of the same, almost ringing tone to their voice. It's distinctly female, but it sounded the same for each of them.
Oh, you might just have to do. You might just be able to do one of them, and then they will say in unison for that one.
How does this flame interact as she's asking these questions? Is it stable?
You
Does
don't-
it flicker? Move?
I mean, it flickers the same as it has since you entered. Doesn't seem to have
Are these
changed.
flames mounted on torches, or are they on
They're like
torches?
set in like metal sconces that are embedded in the wall.
Do I feel like they've ever gone out?
These skeletons, they're all
Like
shackled in manacles to these pillars.
flames.
So,
The flames.
no. You get the feeling that the flames in this entire temple are, well, Zale has been able to point out that they've been magical
Yeah.
up to this point. But Zarman pointed out that there was something distinctly undead going on with
At the
these
3 in
torches.
these room.
Yeah.
It could be just traces of what's happened here, and it's just bleeding into everything. We don't know.
Well, the
It's
flames
cold
themselves
in here
were
too, and the
red
longer you're in
red.
here, the more you can feel like the goosebumps building and like the hair standing up on your arms. You're pretty much shivering as you're having this conversation now.
It's kind of weird that flames are making the room cold.
Are we thinking
Which
that
as a
spirit?
reminder to myself, did the flames come up as desecrated, or did they come up as undead?
The whole room is desecrated, and they came up as undead.
The flames are creatures, by the way.
Yeah, they've been most likely stealing life force to animate these things or something. I wouldn't linger here too long if you guys want to step out and discuss.
I think next. I think they're. We're talking to Unison if we talk to just one of them.
Yeah,
If you
let's
wanna
think
give a
about what we want to ask. Because
Who do you wish to cast? Speak with Dead?
Yeah. We'll
we're
step up first.
we're
Step
gonna
out first.
step out and think about what we want to ask, and then
Take your
come
time.
back in when it's less suffocating to be in there.
Cold.
Yeah.
I weirdly don't feel that odd about it, which is also odd to me as Libby. You know, I seem a little perplexed about how I'm taking in the environment. Alright, so I have 3 questions, I believe.
5.
5. Yeah, that's a lot more. Yeah. Alright. Well, then we have some leeway, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Here's the thing that we definitely want to put in there is how to deal with whatever's going on upstairs. And the information we can glean from them would be good. So I'm just trying to find a way to word this correctly.
We just want to learn about upstairs. We don't care about what happened.
No.
No, there's 5.
With the way Speak with Dead works, and the way that I run it, at least, I'd like to clarify. You'd be familiar with it, so upon casting it, you can say as much as you want. You can talk, you can persuade, you can intimidate, right? But
Okay.
anything that is phrased as a question starts taking
Gets a
off.
response.
Gets a actually gets a
Oh,
response.
we can
back.
talk to it. Okay, so we can
Yes.
talk to it. Okay, then that changes a lot of things because then we can talk to it and it can lead to a question we can ask.
There's
Yeah.
a better
It's
enough
like
way.
you know things and then ask it a question. Basically.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So you don't have to ask things out of context. You can like help build the context to it, and
Yep, and there is your spell things. Yep, up to 5 questions.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Yep. Oh, and
Gotcha.
I would give you some incense. Oh, here you go.
Okay. So, we just want to glean what's happening above, right?
If we could
Well,
talk
I
to them,
doubt-
get as much information you can of this place would be beneficial to us, I think.
Assuming that Pridwin made the defense of this place, and they were here to torture the same, they would be completely unrelated, wouldn't they?
Maybe. But whoever guy was in that coffin might have been put to them almost the same time.
Well,
I don't know how
they were
spirits work.
Ration- I mean, they were Ration assassins. They probably weren't around here. They were probably put in by Bridwin.
Well, only thing to know is if we ask.
We can talk to them. Kinda look to Blue. You ready?
You guys have not posed one question, and I don't want to miss.
It's kind of hard, not to lie.
That's why I'm asking.
No, I will note that the skeletons aren't undead. The sconces are. Alright.
Okay, so they were just desecrated.
Yes, this
Okay,
whole
they weren't
place
creatures.
is desecrated. Yes, these are not like undead creatures, but they are animating as if they are somehow. And
So they're animated, so they would be giving off a magical thing too.
Yeah.
no, they're not. I mean, they are animating as in they're moving, and you can see their teeth chattering, and so there's a distinctness to where they seem to be almost like undead. But when you read them, the only thing that was undead in this room are those torch sconces.
Okay, so
Yes.
is this because I so kind of like okay, so this is more like a spirit thing. Like a spirit is kind of like moving the skeletons in a way.
Possibly, you're uncertain.
Uncertain. It's not my field.
I mean, I feel like that maybe these are the sources of it, and they're just moving their bodies. On your answer,
That's what I'm kind of guessing as well.
a lot of spirits can be in one area.
Yeah. So, question-wise, to lead you different questions. Because our main objectives, just to kind of put it out there, our main objectives is to do what's upstairs, to get access to what I can conclude what the statues are for is a vault. So, if any other threats that are in this temple would be a good one. Because yeah, my guess is that we're going to open a vault. So
you want me to ask about access to a vault, or
potential threats to
No.
it.
Let's start small. Ask if they knew the saint, and if they're angry, they're gonna start talking like crazy.
Yeah, we could do that like that.
Because who knows if these things were put there before or after? They might not even know what the saint
I
is.
mean, they said they killed the saint.
So yep, if they knew them, or if they as a friend before, if this was a betrayal, or they came in here wanting to kill her.
Okay.
Start from that angle. How
Yeah.
well do they know the saint?
Yeah, get them talking. Maybe I'll slip up.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this one that's closest to the shackles. This, because it's in the center.
Okay.
Hello. I've heard you've done some great work here with the whole saint hunt. I really commend your craftsmanship. Is it possible you could tell me how you pulled off something so great?
So, for my sins a devil comes to taunt me at last. That's the only response you get.
At last.
That was a little rude. It's being kind.
Maybe they were forced to kill her.
You're right. Those poor manners of me. I'm sorry. I've just been having so much fun going through this crucible. It just, I got caught up in the head rush and the whimsy. I'm so sorry. But I do have questions. and I would love it if you could please help me out. We're just trying to avoid any possible threats or danger that might come ahead. You know, we're going to open this building, going to open it, and we just want to make sure that we don't get caught up in anything too terrible. Could you maybe tell me what we could plan to see after finishing the pedestals?
The pedestals were Pridwin's idea. He was clever. He would have saw the threats coming. But you are right. We must open. It has been decreed.
I look to Zale for any guidance that he might have at this point.
What was the last thing they said again?
You are right. It must open. It has been decreed.
Try to see who was decreed. What's decreed by?
Who's Predwin? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Decreed. Kind of look to Hani real quick, just to give it a second, guys. Should we find out who decreed them then? Because it might be Fidwin, but that sounded ominous.
Sure.
I look back to it, and open it will, as it's been decreed, but decreed by whom I've seemed to miss. I'm but a mere devil just having fun in your crucible. You'll have to apologize. I mean, forgive my ignorance.
You jest and taunt, devil. Only one person can decree. Ever since the first edict, Lady Ava alone holds that power.
It's Saint Bitch.
Ah,
Okay.
if I ever want some stuff, I'll do it.
Are you tied to every single one of these?
Seems like it.
Maybe you could ask if there's any hints that can help us out, since apparently.
How about
Mm,
I kind of want to ask who was the forgotten saint? Because seems she is also connected to this place.
I have a feeling maybe he probably, if Privin put them here, he probably threatened or said something to make them never repeat her name to him.
Alright, so should we ask about who guards this place?
But I mean, that's all on you if you want to ask that. You don't have to follow that advice.
No, just trying to think. The wording is unique when it comes to these kind of things. And
You can also
could
just
ask.
you tell us what happened here. That just gives them a big
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we could do that.
We've been a
Still
little
have
bit too narrow. Might as well just let them do the talking at this point.
Yeah, let's generalize it. Still got one more after. So, yeah, let's generalize it, Lib.
Alright.
Does X1 happen to this place?
The whole building or just this room?
Well, just this room, at least for now.
Alright. I thank you for your consistent aid with my understanding. Will you help me understand what you guys did in this room? Would you tell me your story?
4 questions now.
Mm-hmm.
We
So-
died and failed in this room. Here, we see our eternal shame. The skeleton's head creaks and looks up towards the empty shackles on the far wall, right in front of them. And you hear the voice again. And now hearing it, you can hear it kind of switching from where it once it had been, almost like it had been in the room itself. You hear it shift from one torch to the other, so that it's partly being heard to your left, and then right behind you, and then off to the other side of the room. Our shame, our failure. I was played a fool. And because of my foolishness, we were set upon in the night, and me and all of my sisters watched as they took her apart, piece by piece. And then left us here to starve.
Why did you say that? Hey, got a really sad story, you guys.
You all hear it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
just her that hears it. When you cast the speak with dead, everybody hears
So,
it.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
It was surround sound
Yeah.
there. We're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was moving from one torch to the other torch to the other one, all behind and around you guys.
Everybody would get the acoustics if they were in the room, but we just hear it out here.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they got tricked, and they all feel guilty because technically, since they weren't able to stop it, they killed the saint.
Yeah. That's where they went, maybe.
Yeah.
I was wrong and sad about it. But
I'm actually quite familiar with that mindset though, so keep that last question unless we want to, if you have enough energy to do one more skeleton, but last one is the one that matters the most. What are we doing here though? What are we hoping to get from this?
I left his arm in.
People.
it's your saint, right?
Yeah, I was told that a piece of the spear is there.
She
So
put out the big tree, or her spirit most likely, if you said you saw a vision of her here, her spirit probably, they know that she wants this to happen, maybe?
That would be a stretch.
How
If
so?
you feel like using the question to truly find out if they saw what I saw, but
No,
if
I'm
none
asking
of you,
what our purpose here is, Simon. I'm not asking us to ask these skeletons.
I'm really hoping that we can get the piece of the Sunspear. That might help you know who.
But I'm asking what we are doing with this.
You guys wanted to come here.
So there is a question.
At this point, we could probably figure out what killed the saint, because that information might be necessary to know.
Exactly. So up there, we knew that something was about suffering. She got torn piece by piece.
I'll just and ask who tore her.
Well,
They know, but they might not know. And was it a they?
do you have one more round of spell?
I have one more question left.
I know, but I'm trying to, just ask that question and leave, or do you have one more and yet ask another skeleton?
Oh,
Once guessed on those corpse, you can do it for 10 more days.
you guys want to keep asking questions?
Well, that's up to what we want to do.
No, I think at this
don't know
point,
how
we're
much
fine.
more they know here about
Yeah.
affairs. They came here and had to starve here.
Yeah,
I could ask them, what they might have overheard in their time of starving.
Or you can ask who tricked them.
We gotta ask who tricked them, or go ahead and ask who killed them. Cause from what we learned upstairs, and from how everyone's been kind of going about this, as much as this place is a temple, it's also some sort of punishment as well. Entombment for
That's a
people.
crucible.
Yeah. So then, if, say, hypothetical, Pridwin found the person that killed this person, probably would have put him there here. And sealed him, or whoever it is, here.
So you think we gotta run into the killer later?
Maybe. I mean, what's the irony in that? You killed a saint here, so now you're in prison here to guard this sacred place. That's pretty fuck you, if I excuse my language.
That's
To
pretty nefarious thinking there. I think it's right up the alley of something that Predwin would actually do.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he never found the deceiver.
find the killer.
Or did he just tell you that?
Ask them if you don't believe me.
I can ask them who Prager was chasing.
That'd be a good one. Because I think from what we're gonna get on is answering your question, I think we're not gonna get really answers to how things are gonna go when we get to the vaults.
Exactly.
I think this is more of a overarching understanding of what this place is and what's happened, and how Pridwin's in the play with this entire place.
The thing with architecture is that it's always built a story.
Exactly.
So what part of the story do we need to reveal?
Who's in prison here?
I look at it and I go, who was Praywin chasing? Who did it?
Pridwin chasing.
I have never seen someone so broken as Pridwin. So angry. He will find Orcus, and Orcus will rue the day.
Oh shit!
My dad was here.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Wow. Okay. That was a good fucking question. Shit.
Alright.
Hmm.
And nothing about this room has seemed to be different. It's still a oppressing sensation.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't. It doesn't. Looking around, it doesn't seem to be that there's anything here in particular. There's no wards, no sigils, nothing. Having heard their story, you're fairly certain that this thing is desecrated because they're the things desecrating it. They're not letting go of this.
I
And
doubt they ever will. Okay.
Shit. So from that future vision, Call of August.
Let's go. I,
Zarman would tap Zale's shoulder as he says that out loud while Dusk is nearby.
That was me mentally. I was saying mentally. No, it was actually. That was just me thinking in my head.
so the
Voice seems
conversation
melted.
ends. Both of the doors in this room open up of their own
Oh.
accord.
I will spend some time giving prayers to these tortured souls here, and you
Oh.
guys can figure out what you want to do.
I'll sit on the ground and kind of just sit with them for a minute.
Kind of just. Stella's just curious. Kind of bend down so he's kind of at level. Kind of look at you. You okay? Blue? That was the first time I've seen you do that for a bit. Oh, muted. Damn it.
No.
No. But we should definitely.
You kind of peek around the corner of that, and you can see that there's another door, but there seems to be some sort of toxic something seeping from underneath it. One look at it says bad to you. And you remembered having seen this from when you had crossed through that hall before, in like this direction.
You know, where all the skeletons and everything were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's poison down that way. Trying to find that way up. Like if it leads to the poisons, but I don't feel like trying to test that.
We should probably worry about the chanting first.
I
Because
could
this is
try.
still happening from upstairs.
Yep.
And this is. Wait a second. This whole legend of Saint Ava and this place was just purifying poison. Why don't we just get the water and push it away? There's a lot of water here. I start shaping water over just a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Just make a little river.
As you do, it actually, you see as though there's like a slight from the green viscous liquid, but then it kind of just dissolves into the water and turns kind of like a murky gray, and it does negate it. It's only negated it up to the door, and you're kind of like keeping the water there. But Eliza can approach and do an investigation check. Let me pull it all the way down there.
I'm just like, you get out of here. Come on. Get
Which that leads to the green stuff over there. We could clear that all out. And as that's happening, Zell would ask Blue. You're okay, Blue?
Still getting used to that.
Yeah. You seem perplexed.
I don't know. It was desecrated, and yet I don't know. I think this is better for like the actually religious. And I just feel kind of clueless sometimes. Like, is it rude that I'm able to do this? Like, I don't know.
It's. I'm not the best person to ask this either. Hanu would probably be the
That's what I'm
best.
saying. I think I need like divine intervention.
Sometimes people want to talk to whoever is willing to listen. If we approached it at that religious angle, we'd probably get not genuine answers, just run around. Wait a second.
Maybe.
Okay. I mean, you bring a different perspective. Everything matters. I'm still just shifting water around. Just
There's a lot of boys behind that thing after the
yeah.
investigation.
So
Yeah, it's pushed it clear
Yeah.
through to the other side. You find it rather easy. It's just like a mopping on the deck.
Yeah. So yeah, she just. Okay. Where do we go from here?
Try to find out a way up. Try to see if we can catch whatever is up there by surprise by going a different way.
Another 26. And open it, and you see rubble ahead of you. Blocked off passageway, a little bit of light kind of peeking through. Based off of how you know the symmetry of this place works, with the staircase having been over here, the other staircase would be in whatever room is on this other side.
Other side. It looks like it does go down a little bit.
You walk down, you can see that there's another door, and Eliza's like already like it's becoming a habit at this point. So.
Yeah, 29.
And none of these ones have been trapped, and in fact, not even locked. These are just the ones that have the push-in stone, and as soon as you know where the right stone is, the entire thing just pivots in and turns on its axis. And you walk in, and you see another room with like a much shallower kind of fountain, and there's a few like pieces of paper kind of like floating around in it. You see lots of paper sodden in the bottom of it. It looks like several notebooks were placed inside of this. You could just see dozens of them laying down in the bottom of it. A couple of them have stacked up high enough that mushrooms are growing across them. And looking through it, you only managed to like pull out about like 3 like things that actually still have legible writing on them. And once more, it's the writing of Dr. Stefano. You find not 3, sorry, 2.
Yeah, I will help get the water out safely. And
You know, the ones at the bottom have been underwater for so long, they're just mush.
Yep. Okay.
You know that on the
Lovely
opposite
thing.
side of this wall, there probably is something. And looking there, you can see grooves on the floor. Get an investigation check. Advantage. Looking at it, you don't notice anything. There's no handle, nothing. Hit it, solid stone, and she can't seem to find any brick. You test each and every single one of it on there, and nothing.
Still solid.
Yep.
Gotcha. And if just like knock on it, it does give any kind of hollowness to it. Like if you were to say break it down, it would
Mm-mm.
open up. No.
Nope. I mean, it's fairly solid. You know, like, the walls here are probably about, you know, 2 feet thick or so, or foot thick. Uh, so you could, with concerted effort, probably break down one of these walls with like a blunt hammer, or war hammer, or a war pick.
Could know the secret word if Hanu will just try to say pray in Draconic and see what happens.
Oh, that's interesting.
Anything at all?
Give me a charisma check.
Oh,
Oh boy, those are my
Oh.
best.
That was your fault.
Hell yeah, let's go. How convincing can I? Just ability check.
Yes.
Shit.
It doesn't sound anything like the word pray.
She just missed for now. Okay.
Yes.
Roman, help!
Can Babette say it with actor feet?
You heard Zarman say it
You
a
did.
lot of times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roman, help! Help! I say. So try to wave you
And
over.
also, I believe Lib knows Draconic, so she can
Yeah.
advocate.
Okay, actually, Lip, help! Somebody help!
Babette, do you say it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, all right. As soon as like you hear her say it, and you're like, no, that's not how you say it, and you say it correctly, the door suddenly pivots, and
that's something to keep in mind.
all right. Looking in, you see another depiction of what appears to be two coatl wrapped around a depiction of a very rudimentary spear, and you see the stairwell.
Take a very quick sketch of this, just because that's my just furiously thinking that maybe something within here can give us clues for later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there's this. So.
All right.
Okay.
I tried to type it out twice, but my foundry keeps crashing. Zarman would mention to Lib if she's lingering behind. As long as you do what you can do for the right reasons and it doesn't hurt others unnecessarily, it's okay. And then Zarman will keep walking forward.
Liv doesn't. No, she doesn't. She gives you like these like slit eyes, like looking at you skeptically. She's like, "Thanks. Interesting concept."
Yep.
All right.
See it up.
Head up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
The sound of conversation here has gotten far more like real sounding. The hum that had been behind it is now gone, and it sounds with like absolute clarity. And as you walk up the steps, you almost backpedal for a moment as you see something come straight through the wall and walk right through you. And you see a figure of a human in like white robes walk past you, and then like they're looking down, and as you like almost go on guard for a moment, thinking like a fight's about to happen, they continue walking by, and they're talking to another figure in white robes that passes through another one of you. This one kind of halfling in stature, and one of them says, "We are so close to a cure. Pridwin is going to be absolutely ecstatic when he comes back." "Oh, yes, yes, of course. See, he'll actually have to admit that he's not the only person that knows anything. I'm gonna love it when he has to admit that other people are actually worth hiring." And they pass through into the other room, and you hear their conversation din off. And just as you're having that and you're drawing your attention from that, something else catches your attention. As in the room you see something glide past that for a moment you think is Cax familiar, or summoned creature, before you realize that it is not it at all. And there's actually two of them doing a circuit in this room.
You know, take it quietly. Are they and they're physical?
They're physical.
Okay, yeah. Being quiet.
Immediate stealth mode.
No,
Yeah.
Just as soon as you're kind of like crouching down and like you're moving off to the side to kind of like hug the corner of the walls and hide your shadow from the light, you see as a couple more figures come like ghost-like running right past you, and you hear the laughter of a couple of kids as three children chase each other right between your legs and into the room that you just saw the creatures circulating in. They're like, "Ha ha ha, you're not gonna catch me!" And they run right through, and the spirits or the creatures in the room don't seem to be aware of the spirits, and neither do the spirits seem to be aware of them.
Question: are these spirits? Like,
Who knows? They look ghost-like, and they don't seem to be noticing you. And as that question crosses through your mind, that's where we'll pick up next week, guys. I did actually intend... this is a multi-tier boss fight, so this thing's actually, like, pretty fucking long. So I did intend for there still to be the first phase of this boss fight tonight, but I'd rather not run it without having Cac here, because there's too many
We're
moving...
closing it on like 3 hours anyway. It's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we can have a long session anyways.
Yeah, I mean, 4 hours isn't really a fucking thing. We've had
Yeah, it's
longer
fine.
sessions than that, and sessions like this are usually the ones I try and reserve those for. But I'd rather have everybody on board for this one. There's too many moving pieces for a fight like this.
And a bunch of us kind of feel
I
gross
don't-
too, so.
You know, I don't want people to TPK and not have everybody
Yeah.
like in top shape and on board.
yeah, because it's gonna be a lot of tactical maneuvering.
And you can give me an Arcana check if you would like.
I want to do one by
Yeah,
myself.
can
too.
I make an Arcana
That's
check?
what
'Cause
I
I'm
was.
being-
You
Yeah.
can give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I mean, between everybody present right now, Zale has the best chance of figuring it out. So
I know.
everybody else
Yeah.
who would want
No, I
to.
was just
Zale
curious
would
for
have
her own
chance anyway.
right. She's just like, I want to know if this is connected with the thing itself, or if these spirits
Yeah.
are just wandering.
I'm just gonna keep that to the one on it, since he's the only one that has proficiency on it, and spectators are not something that you randomly
Oh, I was
learn
actually
about
thinking about
anywhere.
the spirits. Anyway, I was thinking about the spirit. Oh, those?
Yeah, those wouldn't be an Arcana check.
Okay.
But you do find that this is those creatures in there are spectators.
Okay.
they are fairly powerful creatures, similar to beholders, but these ones are purposefully created by spellcasters to guard places. Um,
Okay. Would be interested.
Usually, people only have the ability to summon one of these things at most, because like any beholders, it's actually difficult to get them to work together. So it would take a very powerful spellcaster to have two of these things working together in the same room and not killing each other. And they're fairly powerful creatures. You would know off of that they're usually believed to be resistant to magic, and that they can actually, the scales on them are valued for their ability to reflect spells back at people. So there is a chance that when casting magic at it, that you might get hit with your own spells when casting at these things. They have eye rays, very much like a beholder, but thankfully no anti-magic. Their eye rays, they can shoot a few times fairly quickly, and they're pretty rough.
Gotcha. Okay.
Could I at least carry over that check to figure out if these are spirits that if the specters that we're seeing here are just recordings or they're just lingering kind of
That's what I was
things?
thinking. I was thinking like hologram feelings. So that
So yeah,
was like if
'cause
that
she-
was also arcane check.
if
to
it deals
come
with
back to
spirits,
region.
she's gonna automatically be interested in it anyway.
Can
So
you
I'm
get
like,
it?
You won't roll me if I have to roll arcane check. Or what?
No, it wouldn't be an Arcana.
okay, yeah, what do I have to do?
You could roll me a a history check.
Okay.
History.
Yeah, I'm gonna frickin' whatever. It's like I finally saved that last one for this roll, so I deserved it.
Can I roll?
Mm-hmm.
17.
There are sometimes stories of places kind of projecting their most defining moments of tragedy, usually, over and over and over again. These are not ghosts. They're not spirits. They can't be communicated with or interacted with. In many ways, they are just echoes.
So she still thinks they're spirits, if anything. So I'm like, God damn it! I had to roll this one for the one that she actually cared for. Fuck.
So
Some people believe places have echoes. Some people believe it takes a particular a particular spirit is usually the one believed in some cultures to be the cause of echoes. Like somebody that can't let go or is still remembering something is causing that scene to play out again and again. Other people believe that places will remember things all on their own. Maybe it's both. Who knows which one this is?
She was reasoning that out, so I'm really fucking pissed. I'm like, come on. I'm not gonna do channel divinity for that, but
that would probably relate to you.
and then she'd be like, oh, okay,
After what's gonna happen to spectators, who will relate to what these kind of things can be. What this
probably too focused that wait, maybe this is spirits compared to the thing downstairs. I'm like, okay, no, so my first assumption was correct. Okay.
Yeah. Fucking Orcus, man. Fuck.
If there's one thing she cares about, it's spirits. I'm like, if there's anything with it, she's gonna try.
Love
Fucking Orcus. I was like, shit. Oh, that's
I walked away in that situation, but overall, that situation was just asking things that Predwin wouldn't be inclined to tell us.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
that was essentially what that was. That was the room of being able to have an opportunity to find some measure of context about who Pridwin is, without having to find it from him, which is only ever going to be one part of the story. I love where you guys started from though, right? Of like these are the people that he like trapped down here to torture them for their crime of killing the saint, right? This is their punishment because they tortured her or something, and he turned it against them, because your initial thought is, Pridwin is such a cruel person, he would definitely do something like that. And and then even with the whole, like, and this whole place is probably like as a prison of, like, you know, for the person that he hated.
I mean,
on
overall,
this.
they'll fuck that way because fuck elves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hey,
But-
as an elf, if you live long enough, do you want to just like have someone suffer through something they've done wrong to you? There's many ways you can do it for a long time.
It's immediately Zell's all like, after finding out I'm I'm an elf, I'm bigoted against the elves. It's fine. I'm not
Seems
the
like-
out of character. We slowly put it on you.
That's what it's like. Wait, they all think that they killed her. Well, you know, it's probably guilt because they weren't able to save her. Oh yeah, sure,
That's
yeah.
why I loved that question was that, and because I was like, maybe it was just gonna be the only one they were gonna offer, and how much of a tease is that?
No, it's
Yeah.
just like, oh shit. Is now she thinks being religious all about that sensation? Fuck.
Yeah,
Dang
that
it.
was good though. I'm glad we actually went back and did that real quick
I know,
before.
She
That was a lot of
immediately-
like questions I had like theorized, and it kind of helped a little bit like untheorize those things and be like, oh, okay. But that fucking Orcus reveal, fuck.